Holy crap!
We're good. Sorry. No, don't worry about it. We're good.
It's all good. Rolling.
Camera's rolling.
That camera is rolling. Oh yeah.
Scene 5, take 5.
My name's Leigh Smith. I play Daye Warren on the show. And what's your name?
My name is Cerita Fair, and I play Annabelle Warren, I guess, because we're married. Yay.
Yep, that's right.
And how did you get into acting, Leigh?
Because I'm interested in film and film production, and I'm very interested in characters and character development. I thought I'd give acting a shot. So at my college, I took an acting course, a couple of acting courses, and I found that it was something that I wasn't necessarily good at, but I enjoyed. And who knows, maybe with practice I could get better, and that's kind of where I am right now.
I have actually been into acting for quite some time now. When I was very young, in kindergarten, we actually watched Little Orphan Annie. We had the opportunity to go and see it at the high school theater, and I fell in love. I loved the way the story was told, the fact that people were just, I guess, pretending and playing make-believe on stage, and the fact that this was actually an option. I didn't know that. And then I remember going back to the school, and they were still watching the movie Little Orphan Annie, and it was very interesting to see the difference between movies and theater, and that was the first time I noticed that the actors in the TV were not actually living their lives in the TV. You know, like how you think that when you're a kid? Ever since then, I was like, acting, yes. Theater, yes. Entertainment, this is my life. And so, this is my life.
Do you have like a favorite actor, favorite actress, someone who you really would like aspire to be?
They kind of change up sometimes, but for the most part, Meryl Streep, I love the way that she can just connect with every character that she plays on an individual level. She really does become that character, and that's what I really aspire to be.
Bryan Cranston, you know Bryan Cranston? He's one of my favorites. He's in a show, Breaking Bad, you might have heard of.
Okay, yes.
And I remember watching him, and I think it was his performances that really struck a chord in me, just how versatile he was and how he could play a million different emotions as well as combinations of emotions, like being angry and sad at the same time.
I can't remember the name of the actor. I do know it, but the man that plays Gustavo.
Oh yeah, his name is Giancarlo Esposito.
Yes,
he's really good too.
Giancarlo, yes.
Yeah.
I remember watching one of the behind the scenes and the way that he was talking about the character and how villains are dynamic people. There's no just good and bad, and the way that he just plays that, that show is addicting.
Yeah.
Very addicting.
That's what I think the best antagonists have in common, you know, is the actors, they have to get into the mind and they can't think their character is a villain because villains in real life don't think to themselves, you know, I'm really a bad person, and they, you know, they have to think they're in the right, or whatever their goal is the moral goal or the better goal. So.
And the doors and windows have been warded, so there's no escaping.
This one actually screamed when my hand gets burned. I just kind of looked at it.
Say, ow.
Remember to grab that wrist too.
Okay.
Fuck.
Yeah, too slow.
Not only too slow, that hurt.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh! Keep rolling. Okay.
Go!
Okay, settle.
Where are you?
Okay, go.
Okay, keep rolling.
I don't hear anything. Are you not running up anymore?
No, because I was right behind you to help the timing, so all you can do is trust me, I catch you.
Cut.
This is hard. I'm like, yeah.
Okay. Ready. And action.
So yeah, like I mentioned, I took acting classes at the college I was at, and Ray, who's on the show, was talking to me about a possible web series he was a part of, and he asked me if I wanted to audition for a character. He knew the person who created the show and said, "Hey, you want to audition?" I said, "Yeah, sure, I'll audition." And I didn't expect anything to come of it, but, you know. So I just tried to do the character the best I could, make it sound believable. I think that was my main goal, just making it sound like a real person. I think it's easy to read a script and make it sound like you're reading a script. So making it sound natural and making it sound authentic is what I was going for. But the thing about auditions is very often after you give the audition, you have no way of knowing if you did a good job or a bad job, right? It could have been amazing, it could have been horrible, but you just don't know.
Well, I was going to high school at the time, and I was going to Ray had recently graduated, and he came back to watch a performance. And he came up to me after the show, and he was like, I want to talk to you about Dirt Old Superstition. It's a web series. And of course, it was my senior year. I was just like, I want to continue acting. I have no idea how to do that. When he came up to me, I was like, yes, there's a shining light. And so I went with it. I was so very nervous. I was just like, I'm not going to get it, but let me just go and try and get it. And I remember being so nervous. The whole time I thought I was just doing awful. It was very interesting just finding out about it, the whole process. And then knowing deep down I didn't get the part and then getting the part. And you're just like, really? Is this the wrong person or not? And so that was really awesome.
It's a good feeling.
It is, yeah. And then working with everyone here, I felt kind of nervous, like being the younger one, the most inexperienced.
I think you were the youngest cast member, right? I think
and
so, yeah.
I was afraid that I would be like super inexperienced, that I would just like, everyone would just be like, oh, you don't know what you're doing. But just working with everyone, everyone's so kind, especially Antonia. Like, she really knows how to build a great cast, like where everyone just knows how to work with everyone else. And so working on DOS was definitely a joy.
Yeah, I remember feeling similar. I wasn't the youngest person there, but I definitely didn't have that much acting experience. So I had that similar fear of, what if I'm horrible and everyone else is good? Like, Antonia's gonna be like, okay, hold on. This guy sucks. We need to get a different guy.
Same
like,
feeling.
is it too late to get someone else? No? Okay, let's get someone else. Good job! You know, that was what my fear was, but, yep.
Yeah. But we're here, we made it. And
We're here, yep.
So before you jump to the next question, how does it feel then reading comments, or have you read the comments on YouTube?
I did read a few of those comments. Did you read some of those comments?
I did too, and I feel like the feeling is surreal. I feel like it almost isn't happening yet, almost like when you don't, I guess there's always that voice in the back of your mind that's like, it could have been better, but then like when everyone says, no, you guys were great, you're just like, really? I don't believe you. Really? I don't believe you. Tell me more. You know?
I know what you mean, yeah. I remember reading that and thinking, wow, this is so generous, and I'm just so thankful for that. Yeah, it's very encouraging, and any amount of support, I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'll definitely take it, yeah.
Taking a run for the hills.
Yep. So, I'm trying to think back to the audition, which character I was going for. I think it was either Daye, who I play, or Tucker's character I think I auditioned for. And I remember thinking either character would be fine with me. They both seemed like interesting characters. Daye, I felt, was probably a little bit closer to my personality in real life. I thought I could do this. Like, after reading the lines, I thought, okay, this isn't a character whom would be impossible for me to play on camera, but would definitely take work. So there's a bit of relief. I felt like this is probably the character I read for that suited me the best.
I remember getting the email, I remember it was around Thanksgiving time. And I remember just getting the email and it was like, you were casted as Annabelle. And I was just like, I'm casted? Oh, that's awesome. And then after reading the lines and like really understanding who Annabelle was, I could definitely understand where she was coming from, not having anyone and just being in this void of just time just swooshing by. And I remember talking to Antonia, I could definitely understand like why she would be so desperate to see him anytime she could. So
One of the great things I liked about Daye's character is that he's so old, and it makes you think, if I lived, 150 years, how does that affect you emotionally, psychologically? What kind of a person would you even be like? Let alone being in love with a person for 150 years and not being able to move past that. You kind of define that as hopeless romanticism, and I'm similar in a way like that. I'm not 150 years old, but I think that's one aspect in which I relate to Daye a lot.
were there any moments you would change if you had a do-over button now?
I feel like, for me personally, it would just be refilming. And I have a hunch that if you were to ask most actors or most directors if they could do things over again, they would say the same thing. If we just film it one more time, it wasn't perfect. If we just film it a couple more times and get it perfect. But that's not how film works. You sort of do the best you can, and then when the light goes away, or when time runs out, or when people have to go, you sort of just have to live with it. Mm-hmm. And that's not to say you shouldn't try to get the perfect shot or give the perfect performance, but you just sort of have to learn to live with the imperfections. But I mean, whenever I watch myself on camera, I think this is the opposite of perfect. I really want to go back and film that. This is just... That's me. I don't know about you, but...
I definitely agree. Wow. I remember the first day we filmed, and I remember after every take, I would just turn to Antonia and say, hey, can I watch that? Can we film that? Can we just, one more take? And it got to the point that she was like, it's okay. You look awesome. And I'm like, I don't. And just getting over that and realizing, as you said, once you film it, you do your best while you're filming it, but once you film it, it's what you got.
When you're acting or you're playing a character, you're not playing it for yourself. This isn't so you can go back and watch it later and say, oh, I like the way I look on camera. It's for an audience, and it's for the director, and it's for the story. So, in a sense, the person you're trying to impress the most, or impress the least, is yourself. But yeah, it's hard to ignore watching yourself on camera and not think to yourself, if I just had one more day to rehearse my lines, one more day to finesse the performance a little bit, and you just gotta get over it.
Yeah.
Alright, what's the next question?
I want to read it.
Have you gained any lasting friendships from DOS? No, I don't like anybody I work with. No friendships at all. What about you?
Well, thanks. I mean, I guess we're divorcing after this.
Yeah, I guess so. I'm kidding, by the way. I don't know if that came across, but yeah.
No, definitely. As I said, this was my first the first film production that I definitely worked in. And as much as I would like to hope that every film production could be as amazing as this one, I'm sure I'm gonna come across a few that aren't. But just working with so many amazing people. Antonia, definitely. I look forward to having a lasting relationship with her. Leigh, he is an amazing person, and
Thank you so much.
a few others I don't talk to as much. A few other castmates I definitely don't talk to as much, but I feel like there is friendships that can definitely be rekindled, and it was a joy working with people. Loving what you're doing and doing it with people that you love definitely helps.
Beautiful. What comes after Dirtle Superstition? Were you doing other projects during Dirtle Superstition?
I was not. DOS, or Dirtle Superstition, has been the only film production that I've been working on. I did do some modeling briefly for Antonia. Other than that, I took up piano. So
Oh, really?
I'm learning piano. It's really fun.
Are you teaching yourself, or are you taking lessons or something?
YouTube is a great tutor.
YouTube is
so.
amazing,
Yeah, but I'm picking up piano right now in school, and that's going well.
Dirtle Superstition is the main filming project I've been working on. It's, I've got a continuous role and lines to memorize and a character who I need to become. I've worked on a few smaller, like, filming projects behind the scenes or, like, appearing as an extra in a shot or two, but this is mainly, this is the biggest thing I've been working on. I briefly appeared in a House of Cards as an extra. That was a fun experience. And it's very similar to working on a smaller production in that everyone has a job to do, no matter if you're the camera guy or if you're just appearing in a scene way in the back, or if you're a main character and you've got a million lines to memorize. Everyone's got a job to do, and the finished product depends on everybody doing their job and working together. Oh, what's next? I'd love to work with Antonia again. Be in some other production. Just working to build acting muscle, you know? Becoming more versatile, becoming more comfortable on camera or on stage. What about you?
Well, there is an audition that's coming up, and I definitely do look forward to doing that. Rock, paper, scissors. Yeah, so I don't want to give too much information on it, but definitely be on the lookout for the next one. 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Okay, alright, ready?
Yeah.
Alright.
Yay!
One more?
Okay.
Okay, one more. You go first.
Oh, I go first? Okay. So, if you could share anything with the audience, what would it be? A hug. I would love to share a hug. Well, honestly, if you feel like getting into the acting thing, do it. Whatever you feel like doing in your life, do it. I remember going through, like I said, my senior year, I just had no idea. I was like, there's this whole life after this life. How do you get there? And if there's a will, there's a way, so do it.
If I could share something with the audience, if you like the show and you like our interviews and stuff, subscribe. It's very, very helpful. We very much appreciate it. And it's just a great way of showing your support, you know, to series like ours or any series online you like or channels. It means a lot. It's a very small thing to do, but it's super, super appreciated. So, yeah.
Stay spooky.
Can I get a clap, Sean? Thank you.
Your hands clap. See, I can make your hands clap.